Wow, my microphone's all the way over there. Stupid. So I'm trying to get the shimmering ruby stiletto to remove the exaltation and put it on my current offhand weapon. Might be my. But that's what I'm working on. Oh my god, they're actually dealing damage to me. So that's what I'm here for. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. My buddy has asked if I wanted to do a planes, but the problem was he didn't answer by the time when I asked him which one. I'm locked out of 8. But at least he's responding. This is the guy that drops it. Yeah. Fucking rogue. So I want the exaltation from it put into my bard weapon. Literally the only reason. But anyway. I was supposed to play routine, but I went ahead and updated my drivers. Routine got a little cockeyed. I really didn't feel like booting up in safe mode, running DDU, reinstalling the driver and reinstalling the old driver and rebooting. So. Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop healing, you fuck. Why am I stunned? wait, hold on. Healing on. Right, just heal. There it is. Ow. This. There. Ah. Hey. Now. I want to take the thing out of here. Where is it? Oh, I already have it. A lot of damage. Oh, I want one more of these freaking things. Oh, whatever. Let's go fuck it with this guy. Well, if I'm gonna get AA, might as well, Hey? Sure, why not myself? Guess we'll find out if I kill him or not, huh? Oh, this is Nagafin's lair. I'm gonna make the assumption that it's for a quest somewhere along the line. No. Oh, a long night. Can't tell by the level. I gained about 6 or 7 levels today. All right, here we go. We're gonna get another ruby right here. All right, there it is. Now, literally the only reason why I came here. Alright, where was I hunting? I was out. You know where I'm going? I'm going to go to the hole. Pretty sure it's Tux. Yeah, and you head south. Sentinel. So that's what I'm gonna do, and we're just gonna grind till someone wants to do something. Yep, that's Peniel. I am astounded on how fast Bard speed actually is. Like, I thought Spirit of the Wolf and that line was the fastest movement speed, but damn, Bard moves. Oh, speaking of which, what's my pick lock at? Pick lock. It is at 106. It needs to be at 150. Oh, hold on. 106, it needs to be 150. I can go up to 154. That means I need to go. Well, I'll do it at another fucking time. I know the great that I have the key for. Okay. And I didn't realize how I'm only getting 2% per kill here. I am it. I got a while ago because I went and died. We're gonna go for ambidexterity. 30. It's just gonna put out 30% more hits. So until we get messages from peeps, this is what we're going to be doing. Let's move into Discord. One of the Discords anyway. One of my main Discords. I have 3 main Discords. One is my Discord, the Tower. One is the Acolyte community, which is the gaming community I belong to. I was like 20. Then one is VXB, which is a fantastic community of small streamers. I'm not sure how I like the fact that I'm only getting 2%. But it is what it is, right? We're just gonna sit here and grind out Bard, Monk, Cleric. Is level 45. This is this. I think this is. This song is literally about this zone. I meant that. Oh, I have to start using it. Oh, I thought it was. If I get to 40 tonight, I would have went 10 levels in one day. Something you didn't do with the original EverQuest, that's for damn sure. I remember taking like a month to go 2 or 3 levels. I think I didn't. Yeah, Cap was level 50. Get back. All one-way wall. Well, that sucks. I have a goddamn headache. Just one random rock golem that doesn't wanna.
Adventurers pass through, eyes on the eastern way, past the crowd and banners into the common lands they stray. Out there the dark ways close, out there the roads grow thin. Inside these walls, the watchful stays in.
Know how often procs.
Rise up high, free
10 fucking levels above my level. Let's see how well I do.
I crossed into Toxulia with lantern hands and tired eyes. The ferns leaned in like gold teeth and swallowed every sign. Black water by the roots, mud on my boots, cold and thin.
Alright, this take a while.
And turn the night within. I called your name out softly. Every branch held a secret. Every path said go, 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 go. Lost in Toxulia. Lost in Toxulia. Hold me through the dark. Lost in Toxulia. Lost in Toxulia. I can't find the spark. A giant spider watched me from a thread web by the stone. Moonlight caught its
Oh my god, it's level 51.
eyes and left me there alone. I saw the old ruins breathing under moss and bitter rain. The forest kept my footsteps
Well, I needed to go back to the beginning anyway.
home again. I reached for any shoreline, any star to pull me through. The black kept getting softer, and the dark kept pulling you. Lost in Toxulia. Lost in Toxulia. Hold me through the dark. Lost in Toxulia.
Alright, let's load up the quick buff bar.
I can't find the spark. If I fade into the pine smoke, if I sink beneath the green, let the night remember my face. Let the deep water dream. Lost in Toxulia. Lost in Toxulia. Hold me through the dark. Lost in Toxulia. Lost in Toxulia.
So allegedly they're gonna be releasing a patch, and they gave Castle Mistmore the Crush Bone and Befallen treatment. So they completely changed the zone. They added stuff. They removed stuff. They made the names pop more often. They drop more shit more often. Well. Alright, we have the yes, we do have the celestial. Okay.
I crossed into Toxulia with lantern hands and tired eyes. The ferns leaned in my coat
Yes, I turned on the volume. It was because I just wanted to put the whole on because I actually like the way that song came out. It's all AI generated. I just put in ideas and lyrics. Mostly choruses. You think you're going, you bastard? Hey, that guy gave me 2.7. That's pretty good. I don't know how I feel about the amount of time it's taking to kill him because all the fucking earth golems or whatever have like an obnoxious amount of health. Also, it doesn't help that they're like levels ahead of me. Seem to be missing a lot too. Oh, but I have no freaking endurance. She told me what kind of damage my flying kick and shit was doing. I don't see the numbers popping up. Thing.
Every footprint fades behind. Every road bends toward the waves. Under the stars, I feel it rise. A hidden pulse beneath my feet. Danger sleeping in the blue. And something calling me to keep. Oasis of love, take me.
I can't.
Oasis of love. Sand giants pacing far away like old gods.
I don't know how to get rid of all the shit that I don't want to see. It's gonna take a year. Oh. I wonder if clerics get a endurance regen. Look it up. Yelp was a permanent buff. Yeah. Alright, so let's figure out. Want to stealth. Sure. Why? Silvers are pointless in this game because you have unlimited arrows. Four.
If you hear me now, pass the stone and slime. Follow the hymn I wore for the end of time. I am not afraid, I am not alone. Be fallen keeps the lost and calls them home.
Is my sneak at Matt? Yep. He's fucking 50.
We cross the blackened gate into the plane of hate.
Oh, we're gonna do this. 50 or not. We're doing it.
Stood open wide. Swallow all the names we hide. Every step felt thin inside.
You know, it's funny. When I was playing this game originally, when it came out 100 fucking years ago, I remember. So there was one website where you could get information about the game, and that was EQ Atlas, and you could print out the maps. That's it. There was no looking up where things were, what dropped what. If you didn't know, you're fucked. I didn't know. I was just wandering around and going to where everybody else was going to get XP, right? It wasn't until way later when message boards came out. They were called message boards. This was before chat rooms. They were called message boards. I used to go on there and people would type it all out in fucking text form. There was no pictures. There was no. It was in this town. Talk to this NPC at this location or store or whatever. That's it. And I remember doing. That's the only single quest that I did was the Staff of 4 on my wizard. And yeah, I remember going to the Plane of Fear at level 42. I remember being on an embankment, and I would just shoot ice comets down. But yep, I didn't know where to get anything, so my whole thing was farming for platinum, and then buying it from players who were selling them, because there was no buying on equip, buying on pickup, no. So everything was tradable, which is why J boots were so expensive. And now when you buy the game, you go through the little tutorial thing that explains a little bit of information. That basically gives you J boots. It's the same effect. It's not actual not actual J boots, but it helps you move around a little bit faster. So Cabras, the guy I'm talking to, I have known him. He was actually the one who got me in. He's about maybe 10 years older than me, maybe. He actually was the one who introduced me to EverQuest. He got it when it came out, about a month after it came out. And we were working at Spencer Gifts together. I was 16 at the time, but I wasn't able to get the game until I was 17 because we didn't have a computer. But when I went to school for computers, software programming, they said that you got in order to do the homework, you got to have a computer at home. My parents went and bought, because that's how they were back then. They went and bought the best one you could get, which could happen to run EverQuest. Oh, 151. But yep, there was, forgot what fucking zone it was, but I remember going there. I might have been on Kunark, but I remember there was an area. It was called the Hill, and it was a little hill, and there was a bunch of shit down at the bottom of the hill, and the puller would go down and pull the shit up to us, and we would just sit there and farm. And I remember being there for like a day and a half straight, just so I could get to level 42 before the Plane of Fear raid. I was the only wizard in my guild at the time, because playing as a wizard sucked because you couldn't really do much by yourself. So I used to sit on this fucking hill with groups and just pull and kill shit. And if I was really lucky, I walked away some coin to buy myself stuff. But, it was a hell of a game back then when it launched. Definitely not like this. I remember it taking me like a year to get to level 60. Crap. Yep. And never lost touch with Cav. I've been friends with him since then. When I was about 20, it got to the point where we used to play Magic the Gathering together. I don't think we ever played D&D, but a lot of Magic the Gathering. And he ended up moving with his daughter to Vermont, which is about probably a 6-hour drive from here. Oh. And we kept in touch. And it's funny because every time that Daybreak Games does something cool with EverQuest, him and I always end up meeting up. You know, when EverQuest 2 Origins dropped, I got a random message from him. Wanted to know if I was the same Wizard Hood, and I was like, yeah, bro, it's me. I found a little comical. All those fucking years, and he still gets in touch. This was his game. See, my personal favorite, I liked EverQuest 2, but EverQuest 2 that's a rough game to play on now. With all the microtransactions and the pay to wins and the trading game time and nah. So, but when I heard about this, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna jump right in. And then there he is, constantly on. But he seems to be AFK a lot though. So he'll ask me a question, I'll get back to him. You know, we're just farming trash drops. What your class is? That was 15 minutes ago. He asked me for my Discord information, so I sent him a friend request on Discord. Sent him a message like this morning. Still says unread. Crap. That chick have no pants on? She had no pants on. Yep, no pants. Fucking bottom streaker. But anyway, so there's that. So my main combo at the time I thought was an amazing idea, right? Enchanter, Paladin, Druid. I thought it was awesome. I had small dots, I had a damage shield, I had buffs, I had heal over time hots, I had heal over time spells. And then you know, and then Paladin, so I'm a tank, you know, had some heals from that. And then I had Enchanter, so I could mez and regen and take on one target at a time. And but what ended up happening was every fight took fucking forever because I couldn't deal enough damage. So I says, okay. When I hit level 50 and I get to the point where I'm going to start raiding with a couple of friends, I says, okay, well, that's going to be on the back burner. I need to do damage now. So I came up with this combo. Bard, Monk, and Cleric. I was going to go Shaman, but for the dots, but I'm like, okay, well, Monk is the top DPS, physical DPS, and one of the top DPSers when I was playing. So I was like, okay, well, that's what I'm going to end up doing now. I'll just go Monk, and I'll have my heals and my buffs from my Cleric, and I'll have my speed and my regens from Bard and everything else. And I was like, and it'll work out. Then I come to find out that the current meta is actually Bard, Paladin, Shaman. By the time I'm done with this, I'll have 2 of the 3 metas. Question is, do I really want to level Shaman? If I do, what do I want to level it with? Oh. If I do level Shaman, I was thinking of maybe doing a Shadow Knight Shaman. So it would be Bard, Shadow Knight, Shaman. I think that would be an interesting combo. It's not the meta, but it's probably up there. What my throw skill is at. Throwing is up there. All right. So let's go on the Google and see. Alright, so it looks like raw base haste winner is Shaman. So I'm reading. Apparently, bards have something called over haste. Soft cap, combined attack speed from your gear and combination spells, so a hard limit from 75 to 100% haste. Once you hit the cap via gear scaling or shaman buff, causing it doesn't give you anything extra. The bardic session, over haste 3, bard poses a completely unique line of songs known as over haste or version. Those are past level 50. Oh yeah, do I have my... I don't have my dot heal. Call it a dot heal, it's a hot. Hot. Heal over time, hot. Alright, what am I... I am 86% into 36. What do I got at 37? 30. Resuscitate. That shit. Up then. Okay. But at level 38, I get cool things. Get resist cold. Qualified magic. Well, this fucker's level 52. Oh no. Okay. Okay.
in the state of unrest. I crossed into Toxulia with lantern hands and tired eyes. The ferns leaned in like gold teeth and swallowed every sign. Black water by the roots, mud on my boots, cold and thin. A howl moved through the bracken and turned the night within. I called your name out softly. It came back blue and low. Every branch held a secret. Every path said go, 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 go. Lost in Toxulia. Lost in Toxulia. The giant spider watched me from a thread web by the stone. Moonlight caught its silver eyes and left me there alone. I saw the old ruins breathing under moss and bitter rain. The forest kept my footsteps, then erased them again. I reached for any shoreline, any star to pull me through, but the black kept getting softer, and the dark kept pulling you. Lost in Toxulia, lost in Toxulia, hold me through the dark. Lost in Toxulia, lost in Toxulia, I can't find the spark. If I fade into the pine smoke,
Alright, sorry. I know I've been quiet. I've been looking up,
let the night
so I've been using
remember my face.
this,
The
number one,
deep water
and I wanted to see if this would be a better choice than this. So I'll be switching to that at level 39. I don't think I'll hit level 39 tonight the way I'm going.
Lost in Toxulia, lost in Toxulia,
Oh, I got the named.
through the dark. Lost in Toxulia, lost in Toxulia, take me where you are.
Hey. This will level me. Put me at 37. 3 more to 40. Now I could start grouping with my buddies again. My buddy Cal, the one I was with last night, doing the Plane of Hate, the shot caller. He has, I think, 6 classes at level 50. 6. And his main is Bard, Warrior, Cleric. And he's got like plus 10 of everything. The only thing he doesn't have is Plane of Sky gear. But the dude basically farms Plane of Hate and Fear. You know, he's an absolute gaming machine. And the sad part is, the last time he played this game, he was like 12. So when he heard that we were playing it, a couple of his people that he's, you know, friends with online and whatnot, so he looked it up, and he's like, he got all the information, played the beta, learned everything he could from the beta, so he could just blast through it, and did. We had nothing. 38, I get resist cold. Continue. Excuse me. Agathan's Lair. That's the name of this song. Agathan's Lair. Well, waiting for somebody to contact me so we could do some raids tonight. I think the only thing I have left is Fear and Sky this week. But yeah, that's all I got left is Fear and Sky. Yep. So that's where we're at. He's in Fear. I don't even know how to get to Fear. I think it's out of Farrat. So anyway, so I'm starting to get a little bored, not gonna lie. Usually there's more people on in Discord, at least 2 others, Joe and Collins. Usually I have somebody to hang out with, but tonight it's just dead. What? It's fucking Friday. You know, people have social lives, not me. Where the fuck did all that shit come from? Right, here we go. Where? What the? Oh my god. Why am I not attacking? Attack. Whatever the hell I was hitting or targeted apparently wasn't in the fucking group. I was wondering why I wasn't attacking. Oh no! I don't know where they all fucking came from, but I need to make a freak. Oh, I can't. Fuck. I had to make a note of that on the stream because I was like, oh, they just kept showing up. All right. Buff load. Fallen. Okay. Is that the chick with no pants? What's not? That's a barbarian. That's a goddamn Amazon woman. So, I just read some of the stuff on Discord. Collins apparently decided to make 4,500 drinks of something for everybody to get a race unlocked. I don't know which race it is. He's like dead into this game, you know, with the know all the farming spots, know where everything drops. The man is a machine. So at least that floating fucker can come follow me. I wonder if they came from down underneath, like past the wall there. You know what I mean? I mean, it makes the most sense. Die, bastard. Come here. And again. Uh-oh.
Follow the hymn I wore for the end of time. I am not afraid. I am not alone. Be fallen keeps the lust
Did not mean to use that button. You're almost out of street protection. What does that mean? Oh, fucking email just came in. Marked it as important. It was fucking spam. Eagle strike is 190. Right. I think Dex is what you need to hit, right? Yeah. So you want high Dex. I mean, you want agility too, because that affects monk damage, I think. AC and helps you dodge. So you want Dex, and Strength is how hard you hit. Yeah, so you want high Dex and Strength. Song came up again. It's the hole. Song came out so good. Okay. We didn't even get any drops? And definitely need to wait a few minutes for my endurance and my blue bar to come back. We'll just hang out for a minute. See a lot of people popping in, but no one wants to talk to me. I mean, I guess that's okay. I can be a handful at times. Like, should be I lose myself. What do we got? We have the heal. Let's do the heat. Like this. That we're gonna put up. Holy dirt of Brel. We are moving a little slow, but I want to skip Najina. I did Najina already. I don't want to do Najina no more. So what I did originally was I went to the Fallen until like level 27, 28. And then I went to the Wrath Mountains and killed giants until like 31. And then went to Najina. No, and then I went to file A or B. I don't remember which one. And then from there, I came here. But I was like, by the time I came here, I was like level 40 or 41. So I skipped that. Finally at the spot where I can start foraging again. This was in down in my garden there. So here's what I looked at today. I want to know if this better than this because of the stat allocation. I think it might be because of the stat allocation for that I'm playing currently. It might be better this than the strength dex. Well, that one's got 10 and 10. This one's got 18 ability. Yeah, this is for deflection, so I want this one. I want the dex strength. Dex strength is really important for monk, apparently. Very important. I have this. Oh, I have mend up. Basically, at this point, because I want to build mend up for when I get to raiding with my monk, I'm basically just spamming it whenever it's up, whether I need to or not. I mean, I do have a full mana bar so often because everything is physical damage. I don't have to fucking push no buttons. Trying to get the goddamn bow. There's a really rare bow that drops off of the golems. One of my friends has it. It's a +0. Like he didn't put any effort into it at all. He just got it and was like, oh, a bow. And I'm sitting here farming this shit for the bow. I still gotta farm motes to get this fucking thing up to 10. Now it's got no stats of any kind, but it's got the regens, man. Those regens are so fucking important. Oh, if I could probably hit. Let's see. I've hit soft cap. Hard cap is. Which one is which? Well, that's evasion. Mitigation is soft cap, so I'm over soft cap. My attack speed is 166, soft cap is 200. Oh, Collins, he's maxed. He's at like 204 or something, he was telling me. That he's over capped, so everything that's past that. 205 maybe? That's doing that. Look at EverQuest. Race unlocked. I want to unlock wood elves. I want all the elves first. So we're gonna do wood elves and dark elves. Oh my god. Recommended method: do the bottle of wine quest 400 times. That's for Dark Elf. Erudite. Aglock, no. Half Elf. What else? What else? Get maximum faction with the soldiers of Tunar. So let's, just for haha, my faction. Aimably. Oh, I just gotta buy 400 muffins in West Freeport and give them to Ando's Fit Side in the same zone. For KRS, you could do this, this, and this. Next, buy 400 wine from this fine Black Eye. Building it, let's track down Lady Shay. Always new to everyone. So it looks like in order to unlock races, all it is faction grinds. Mend 154. Woo.
Adventurers pass through, eyes on the eastern way. Past the crowd and banners into the common lands they stray.
Oh, come on, die already. Bunch of jerks. Oh, I hear people. That was it. Hey, what's going on? So all the songs in my streams, welcome back, by the way. All the songs in my streams are, okay, that's what I get for not paying attention, are AI generated. So I put in ideas and then a chorus, maybe some lyrics, and it fills out the rest. But they just changed the way the fucking plans work. And now I can only download, I can create like 60 songs or 50 songs a month, but I can only download 20 of them. And I use everything with iTunes. So all the music, the background music, and I personally like synthwave. I also like techno. Okay, I like all kinds of music, dude. It doesn't matter. The only thing I don't like is like ghetto hip hop. I do listen to hip hop as well, but not like the ghetto about being gangsters and murdering and fucking bullshit like that. That's one of the problems with the country. Anyway, so I'm not into that type of music, but I listen to everything. But when I game, I tend to want to listen to like something relaxing for the background because I want to hear it, but I don't want it to take my attention from the game when it comes to MMOs. When I first started playing this, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to put on the, because they're using the original shit soundtrack from 1997. I was like, oh, well, that's what I'm going to listen to that. That lasted like 20 minutes. And I was like, yeah, no. So all the songs that I'm currently playing are themed around EverQuest zones. And I know you've come in quite a few times. But my ending credits song took me about a week to make. So when you make stuff with Suno, I'm sure you've seen the ads for Suno. I actually found Suno long before they started putting out ads for it. I also was using it when it was 100% free and you didn't even have to make an account. But anyway, so I'm like grandfathered in, so my plan's a little bit cheaper because when they first started offering the plans, I was like, these guys are awesome. The music comes out so good. I'm going to give them my money because they fucking deserve it. And I am part of the problem for the RAM shortage. Anyway. Oh, absolutely. Like games like I call them cinematic games. Games like The Last of Us, I will not play with fucking background music. My horror games that I like playing, I will not play with background music. But games, 90% of the MOs that I have played, except for maybe Star Wars, The Old Republic, I've always played with background music. I would listen to the music and the tracks for the first day or two, and then I was like, oh, okay, that's enough. But it's always like a really metal, like before I was listening to synthwave, it used to be like soft, like really like soft rock, like love songs that it sounded like 80s love songs, but they weren't actually love songs. And then I got into synthwave, probably synthwave and electronic music, probably about 8 years ago. And it was hilarious because I've never used Suno to make it. And then I found out that Suno actually could do that. And I was like, oh. Hey, this one, listen to this one. This is A State of Unrest. So yeah, so all my music is, and I originally used to use Epidemic Sound. A lot of streamers use Epidemic Sound because it's copyrighted, but the copyright specifically allows for the use on social medias. So I was using them, and I had an account with them. It wasn't a paid for account. And then I found out Suno could make really good tracks, and they're not copyrighted. But anyway, so my end of the credits music took me way off tangent there. It took me like a week to make. I did the lyrics myself. I spent a god-awful, enormous amount of time in the editor to get it to sound like, so the purpose of the end song is supposed to sound like a musical, like a play. And it's supposed to be like, I don't know how old you are, but it kind of, you get the feeling of like a high school musical, like Little Shop of Horrors or something. And that was the premise that I had when I was making this song. And I had a bunch of songs that I made, and it would just pick one and call it a day, but this song came out so well, I was like, this is it. This is my permanent end song. So if you wanna listen to an amusing end song, if you're still around when I end the stream, which probably won't be, another 45 minutes, half hour, 40 somewhere. If you're still around and you want to listen to it, it's comical because it literally sounds like there's three people. It sounds like there's three people. It sounds like there's a female narrator. Then it sounds like it's supposed to be me, like my character. You know what I mean? Like my persona. And then the third one is supposed to be my AI, which is the Sentinel bot the Tower Sentinel. He's a fully integrated AI bot. So if you want to talk to him, he will listen to you. It's hilarious. And he remembers shit. And that took me fucking forever to code, by the way. And another thing is, I always say it took me forever to code. I don't code. I plug ideas into AI. AI gives me the code I need to use with StreamerBot, and then I set it up through StreamerBot, test the shit out of it, go through the logs, and then tell the open AI that I was using what was wrong with it. Well, I got more AA. And it would be like, okay, well, if that's happening, we need to fix the code. A striped sweater, fedora, volley glove. Huh. So if you... AI, certain tools. The Suno tool I use quite often. There's 3 variants of ChatGPT. ChatGPT being the one that everybody seems to know, but there's 3 of them. There's one called GPT Uncensored, which will, like, if you go to ChatGPT, the website, right? It'll specifically say, oh, I can't do that because it copyrights, or I can't make that image because it's a real person. There's one called Uncensored GPT, which is the same open AI code, but it just uses doesn't have a censor. There's no switch. So if you tell them you want a picture of, you know, somebody famous as a Jedi, it'll do it. If you want, you know, a logo, it'll give you the logos without like I use a lot of, in my streaming software, I use a lot of logos with transparent backgrounds for my opening scenes. Oh, for fuck's sake, dude. I use it through Uncensored GPT, because if you ask for an actual logo, it won't give it to you, but it's copyrighted. ChatGPT won't. But my buddy in my D&D group constantly makes fun of me. He says, "You are the fucking reason why memory is so expensive." No. They chose to stop producing so much so they could sell it at a higher price. That's what the problem is. There's a lawsuit going on in Congress over it. But that's neither here or there. Hey, this song's about Oasis of Mar. I have too much time on my hands. Granted, I am starting an official job on the 24th. It took me 3 fucking years to find one. I don't think I'll be able to hit at 39 by the time I end the stream. I wish I did. 39, I get some good stuff. Get promised renewal. That is Nullify Magic. Oh, I don't have Nullify Magic yet. So it depends on the platform. OBS Studio has a really nifty feature that was actually made specifically for Twitch. So Twitch, technically you could, if you're a small enough streamer, you could get away with streaming copyright as long as it's not saved to your VODs. but you can get copyright striked even if you're live. But I don't want to risk it. So this is the next best thing. And the music comes out rather well. If you're precise enough and detailed enough, it'll come out really well. If you really want to get crazy and you want to spend a little bit of extra time and write the lyrics and then put the lyrics in and then say what kind of music it is, it comes out a lot better. So what have you been playing lately? I know you originally stopped in. Oh, you didn't see me finish Soma, did you? I know that's why you started hanging out with me. But I finished Soma. Fucking blew my mind at the end, dude. I go on like a... So all my VODs are saved to YouTube. I think I said that before. And I go on like a 2 or 3 minute rant about what a mind fuck it was when you finish the game. But it was good. That's what I'm saying. Now, when you've beaten the game, if I could talk about it. When I was in the chair and it was a little box, all I could think of is, oh, it's gonna be like that episode of Star Trek where they put Professor Moriarty in a little box so he could just live forever in this little tiny box and never have to worry. And then I was saying to myself, no, but that can't be it. But I gotta tell you, man, I don't remember what part you popped in, but that one scene when you go from one robot body to the next, and it's like, well, you could kill it by pulling the battery and just letting it slowly die. I did that, by the way. But it was hard to get over, man. And then you find out that you're actually a full-blown AI base model, and that's what the scan was. The game was crazy and it was good. It was good. I'm not fond of hide and seek mechanics. When it comes to horror games, I've never been fond of hide and seek mechanics. It depends on the mechanic. There's a game called Cthulhu 2018 that had a segment that was like a hide and seek mechanic, but you're not just hiding and seeking the whole game. It was one part where you have to figure out a way to defeat it. You're fighting a shambler, Lovecraftian shambler, and you have to be quiet and walk around the museum room or whatever the hell room you were in and find the correct knife and run over and stab the painting before it could get you. So I really wouldn't consider that a hide and seek mechanic, but that one spot where you're outside and that big fucker's trying to chase you. I started bitching. I won't lie. I was like, this is why I hate hide and seek mechanics. You can't fucking see anything. You don't know what's going on. It says you can duck behind the rock, but it still goes around the rock and it was funny. I was like this close to crying. I was like, this is annoying. I wasn't gonna cry, but it was funny. The story was amazing. And the way the story unraveled, it kind of like dripped a little bit at a time. And by the end of the game, you're just like... I actually went to see if there was like a comic book or something extra that continued it. There isn't. Because I totally would have continue that storyline. It was pretty awesome. It was scary at times. I gotta tell you, when it comes to like horror themed games, there's a couple that are really good. Most of the games I play are just fucking creepy. But when you talk about games that scared the shit out of me, like actually made me jump, Dark Phobia Games has it won. It's a small 2-man dev team, and I follow them, and allegedly they're going to be releasing a new game this year at the end of the year, but we'll see. They have 4 games out. Each game is like an hour and a half. They're like $6. The name of the company is Dark Phobia Games, and they are absolutely fantastic. They're creepy. The stories are short, and everyone all my friends bitch. I was like, oh, the game, I'm not paying $6 for a game that's an hour and a half long. I'll never play it again. You spend $15 to go see a movie that's an hour and a half or 2 hours. You're not going to spend $6 to play a game in the dark and have a ball with it. Spend the $6, dude. I played all 4. I played all 4 on stream, and if you go to my YouTube, there is a playlist of me playing those 4 games over 2 streams. But in that playlist is 2 supercuts of the best jump scares that I got. And it's basically me getting jump scared and cussing at the game. Ah. And if you want to crack up, you can go watch it. Now remember, they're short, so they're only like a minute or less. But I'll tell you how much I had a ball with it. I still go back and watch those 2 shorts when I need to pick me up. I'm having like a bad day. Just because watching my reaction is hilarious. I feel like I need to rebuff. So, the Lighthouse game is kind of like a mind fuck. If I was... Here's what I'm going to suggest. Play the game The Graveyard Shift first. ironically enough, it was the first game that they made. So play that first. You can skip over Homeless. That wasn't very. It spooked me a couple of times, but it wasn't as good as Graveyard Shift. Amenti is great, and the Lighthouse is great, but the Lighthouse Keeper or the Light Keeper. It's either Lighthouse Keeper or the Light Keeper. I forget what the name of it is. They have a lot of rather than like actual game mechanics where it creeps you out and scares you. It has a lot of just stuff like you'll be walking, shit will fly up on the screen, and you're like, no reason for it. But because of the way the games are, it still scares the shit out of you. Whereas Amenti and Graveyard Shift, it makes sense when something happens and it scares the shit out of you. So I'm going to suggest those two. I'm going to suggest those two games before Lighthouse Keeper. And then when you play those two games and then Lighthouse Keeper, you'll completely understand what I'm talking about. But listen, you got to play with a headset on that is loud. Not deafening loud, but loud enough to where it blocks everything out. You got to play the game in a maximized window, so that's all you see in a dark-ass room. Like, don't play it during the day where sunlight is coming through the window. You got to play it at night with the window shade down in the dark. And, bro, you will have a ball with it. It is so good. And like I said, it's $6. I think Graveyard Shift took me an hour and 20 minutes to go through. But it's such a good game. And I've recommended it to all of my friends who like horror games. I've recommended it to all my people who follow me here. And I think I've written 3 or 4 Steam reviews, and my Steam account's 22 years old. So, you know what I mean? And I've written 3 Steam reviews. 2 of them were on were on 2 of their games. So, my freaking Bluetooth speaker is acting stupid. Sometimes you just gotta reset it. Alright, so quick buff. Putting full effect. But when it comes to horror games, I like to be immersed. I play in the dark. You know what I mean? It sometimes it sucks because what I have to do afterward. So the way my streaming software is my webcam is a completely different scene that's overlaid, right? So when I do my streams, it actually will. It actually looks like my face is shiny. That's not a light source. That's the way I have the scene set up, so I don't have to have $800 freaking lights. So I fucked with the settings. So even though it looks like my face is lit up like a Christmas tree in those games, it's just the settings I use. See, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm there for the games, not to bitch and moan about, you know, oh no, this game didn't play right. Shut up, dude. They'll return it. You know what I mean? Now they're singing about the Fallen. Like I think I left one. I left one for New World. Pretty sure I left one for New World. But I didn't. 3,000 hours in New World, and I didn't leave it when I played it. I left it when they decided to shut down the studio. And it was a positive review. And all I did was bitch about Amazon Game Studios and their decision. Well, Amazon in general and their decision to close Amazon Game Studios. You know, I'm not very critical when it comes to, like, you read some of the views are like, oh, well, you know, I couldn't get into this and I couldn't get into that. And that has nothing to do with the game. That has to do with your taste in games. If you actually go and read some of the reviews, you know, people, all they do is, well, the game's not optimized. You're running it on a fucking 1080 card, dude. It's 18 years old. Yeah, it's not gonna run on Unreal Engine 4. You know what I mean? It really. The problem with having a review system, and I understand why, like, BOG doesn't do it. I understand why the Epic Games launcher doesn't do it. Like, I get it. There is a very, very good and bad thing to having reviews. Because then you have what happened with Helldivers. Helldivers 2 was an amazing experience. It was fun. I still hop into it once in a while with my son. When we're looking for something to do, there just isn't anything out there because the market is so saturated. Well, let's play a couple rounds and go kill some termites, you know? And then everyone got pissed off because PlayStation, that had nothing to do with the development studio, was like, oh, well, we're making sure that you have to have a PlayStation account and all this bullshit. And everyone review bombed the game. The devs had nothing to do with it. The whole studio is owned by PlayStation, has nothing to do with their decision. So I usually don't leave Steam reviews. But when I do, it's because I was so overwhelmingly not moved, that sounds a little, but just, this game is fantastic. Everybody should try it. I left one for Baldur's Gate 3. I have played through Baldur's Gate 3 at a minimum 4 times with friends and at least 4 times by myself. That is 8 80-hour playthroughs that I have played on freaking Baldur's Gate. You know what I mean? That game is an utter masterpiece. Is it a perfect replica of D&D 5th edition? No. Is it the type of game for everybody? No, not if you like long drawn out stories. Then it is not the one for you. But if you're a fan of story-based games and tactical role-playing, it's at the top of the list for anybody to own. You know? Another one that I left, and now I'm remembering more than I left, there was a game called Sea of Stars. I fucking intimidated them. There was a game called Sea of Stars. It came out probably about 4 years ago. It was it's a new game. It takes people like me who grew up with like Super Nintendo RPGs. That's what the game looks like. It looks like it belongs on a cartridge, popping it in on Saturday morning that you rented from the store. And that was that developer's first time doing an RPG. And it was utter fantastic. And I played through that at least 3 times. Move back before I get jumped by a bunch of other shit. Oh, I forgot I rooted him. Yeah, review of I mean, you know what really, now, I love movies. I don't, yeah, okay. I'm gonna get very, very small amount of people. Any actor, keep their goddamn mouth shut about anything political, and the only thing you should talk about is your movie. Because then you have idiots, one side or the other, they get pissed off over somebody's political opinion and political view, and then they go and bomb the movie, and the movie is fantastic. Perfect example. I guess there's a show called Jack Reacher. It's on Amazon Prime. I love the show. I think the show is amazing. I've read 30 of the 38 Jack Reacher books. I love the character. That guy, Alan Richardson, I don't give a shit what he says politically. I don't care. The show is damn good. It's written well. And that actor looks like the fucking character that popped right out of the page. So I'm not going to be one of these, oh, well, he doesn't like this, and I don't think he's right. Give a shit. He's an actor. He's a millionaire that lives in a gated community. Who gives a shit what he says? But the review bombing the show because of his political view. Who cares? It's a good show. The writing is spot on. The action is spot on. It looks like you took the pages out of the book and made it a show. So, review bombing? Yeah, that's complete horseshit. If you like the game, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the game and, oh, I don't like this and I don't like that, that's your preference. Your preference is, oh, you don't like the menu system, or you don't like this. That's a preference. That has nothing to do with the game itself. You know what I mean? Eh. No, if you go on the Dark Void games like I was talking about, you'll see a lot of people is, oh, this bullshit. Game's only an hour and a half long. There's a reason it was $6. You pay for the experience. You know what I mean? There's a reason. Telltale games. Everybody loved the Telltale games, but there's a reason why the Telltale games are only $20 on release. You could buy all five episodes for $20, or you could buy them for $10 at a piece, one by one. That's what you want. Everybody I know bought the whole thing at once and just played the episodes as they released. And you bet your ass, my ass will be streaming The Wolf Among Us 2 when that drops. Allegedly, it's going to drop before the holidays of next year. Allegedly, they're remastering it before the holidays of this year. The first The Wolf Among Us, anyway. I forgot what company bought the Telltale's company. Exactly. Oh, the game's not scary. You're not. That's because you're trying to be a tough guy. Let yourself become immersed. You know, it's like when you're watching a freaking creepy movie. What do? You get the popcorn, you turn all the lights off. The only light in the room is a TV. That's how you play horror games. You don't play them in the middle of a summer afternoon while eating a sandwich. So, we're gonna get a little personal for a minute. So my son is a therapist. He's had one since my divorce, and I usually stay out. He's 16 now. I usually stay out of his business. You know what I mean? Unless I need to be in his business, because he's 16 is that magical age where I don't know anything and everything I do know is stupid. So, like, I try to stay out of his way. But I asked him one day, I've been going to therapy for a long time, and I'd rather you not go your entire goddamn life. It started because of the divorce, but that was 10 years ago now. And he says that he works on other issues and problem solving, right? One of these, like, yeah, right now my therapist and I were playing a game called The Walking Dead. I was like, what? We're playing The Walking Dead, like the Telltale game? And he goes, yeah, what we do is we make, he says that we go through and we make like 3 decisions, and then we sit down and talk about scenarios about those decisions and stuff like that. And this therapist, she's actually very good at what she does, because she'll find something that the kids, her clients are into, and my son's a gamer just like me, and she will find something to do to bring about a certain conversation that they might not want to have. And she found and chose this particular game. And I was like, what episode do you want? Is it the first season? It's 3 seasons long? Where are you? And, you know, my gamer mentality freaking took over, and I started and he's like, oh, we're only at this part where I just fed. So he's at the part where he just fed Clementine, Ducky, and there was another kid. And I was like, okay, I didn't want to, and he's never played it before. So my son is big into, he likes shooters. He's played the Call of Duty games. He's played the Doom games, Fortnite when he was young. He doesn't do story games. He doesn't do games that are tactical. He likes what he likes. And that's probably why he likes Helldivers. But when I heard that he was playing this particular game, I got like so ecstatic. I was like, oh, you're fucking trying something new. That's fantastic. Now I gotta just get him to play The Last of Us. Just the first one. I was very disappointed with the second one. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. It's not. What'd I get? Got another AA. It's not that I was disappointed. It's. Have you played The Last of Us Part 2? I don't want to say anything if you haven't played it yet. She uses whatever the kids are into that she sees. Oh, bro. You got... There's no excuse. They brought it to PC. You need to play it. At least play the first one. It's not that long of a game. Maybe 14 hours if you're a little thorough. It is a amazingly cinematic experience when it comes to games. And it's you always feel like you're getting something new. You always feel like the new thing is the next big thing, but all the other stuff you still want to use. They did such a good job, and the story is great. They did such a good job with it. Don't watch the HBO series because it doesn't do the game justice. The second one is a tough one. I did play through it. I played through it on the stream. You can watch those on I have a VOD list of it. Everyone was pissed off because of politics on a certain character. I didn't have any issue with the character. I had the issue with the character not being fleshed out. There wasn't enough background story on her. You know what I mean? That's what agitated me. It was just like, here you go. There was a couple parts that was completely unnecessary. I bitch about that during my playthrough. I was like, this is the part that everyone's bitching about online. I don't care that it's there, but it's one of those, it doesn't help anything that it's there. It actually takes away from the game that it's there. And then And then the big ending is the game ends, and then you play for 5 more hours. What you think is the ending, what the game sets up, like this is the ending, and if it ended there, it would have been absolutely perfect, because now you can make a game with this set of characters or a game with this set of characters. This is in the second one, obviously. And it would have been great, because now you could have 2 different studios working on The Last of Us, subtitled something to something, and The Last of Us, subtitled something to something, and both of them would be fantastic, and they could both go on their own merry way, but it didn't do that. Nope. It makes you think the game is over. Has a nice little sunset, you know, and then the next day. Are you fucking kidding me? And I even said that while playing. I was like, yeah, that's where the game should have ended, but nope, let's keep going. And then they fucked it up. But you really, really need to play it. Put it this way. Play the first one for about an hour. You're going to play the entire first one, and then you're going to want to play the second one. Trust me. Yeah, well, I liked the second one. I'm not going to get into why I liked it. But the problem with the second one is, I'm not going to lie, it got political. And people, I'm a political person. I have my beliefs. That's what they are. They are my beliefs. I could give a fuck less about what everybody else's beliefs are. You do you, what makes you happy, if that's what you want. I don't give a rat's ass. But I understand while people who played that game thought it was political and got pissed off at one way or the other. I get it. I saw it. I understand. But to let that affect your overall experience with the game means you're just an idiot. Well, that's so. What's the funny part is that is not in the game at all. They never talk about it. It's not shoved in your face. All right, I'll say it. They have been going out of their way for years, to uglify characters in games, both the men and the women. We have come a long way since The Witcher 3 when it comes to attractiveness of characters. They uglified just about every single character in The Last of Us Part 2. And people say they did it on purpose. I don't give a shit. The story of that game was fantastic until you get about 3 hours from the end. The last 3 hours is just really, it shouldn't have existed. Some of the characters look awful. Some of the characters look awful. But it was, whether it was the company's political thing or not, I don't know. I flat out don't fucking care. The way they went about the story was fantastic, except for the last 3 hours. Because all the build-up of the first game about the character Joel is amazing, and then he has to pay for those sins. So I was very upset with what happened with Joel. I won't lie. But one, you have to remember that Joel's like 60 something years old by the time that movie comes around, by the time that game takes place. So it's one of those, you can't have a Die Hard 5 where Bruce Willis is 70 years old doing what he was doing when he was in his late 20s. Doesn't work that way. But I understand why they had to kill him off. Like, I get it. You know, and all the shit he talks in the first game, it makes sense. And they did a real good job linking the characters, like in a game of cat and mouse. It's fantastic storytelling all the way around. Did it get political? I didn't see it. I didn't see the LGBT shit that everyone said was in it. Now you have to understand that I did not play the game when it came out. I didn't play it until it came out to Steam, because by the time that game came out, I was done with consoles, 100% done with consoles. So my loss technically. I'll never get to play the Wolverine game that's dropping. Apparently, I'll never get to play GTA 6 unless GTA 6. I never played any other GTAs either, though. I played the 5th one for about an hour. Just never been a GTA fan. But, you know, everyone's got their thing. Yeah, oh no. I stand corrected. I did play the one for PSP. The first handheld PlayStation, when they were like, we could do what Nintendo does. No, you fucking can't. But you could try. Well, I guess that was the big thing with 5. Is 5, it didn't get old because you're playing as multiple characters and it's a big epic story, and I guess that was the premise of 5. Like I said, I never played any of them except for that one for PSP. And that was just because, you know, there was only 30 PSP games and I had all of them. So, but I will miss out on the Wolverine game. I think we could get rid of this window now, huh? But seriously, you have to at least put them on your Steam list. So when they have like a massive Steam winter sale or something, and they go down to like $20 or $25, that's when you get them. Don't buy them now for full price. But I absolutely recommend playing them. Absolutely recommend playing them. And if you want to talk about story-based games, my favorite game besides Skyrim that's single player that I've logged the most time into, believe it or not, isn't Baldur's Gate 3, and that's what you would think. But I consider Baldur's Gate 3 a multiplayer game because half the time I'm playing with friends. I played the shit out of Cyberpunk 2077. I played it when it first came out, multiple times through. I played it when they came out with the 2.0 reboot, when the show came out and they completely revamped the way the game is played. And then I started modding the shit out of it. And I started downloading mods that added more missions to it, that added more stories to it, and it got absolutely insane. I actually broke 500 mods at one point, and I got it to the point where I could play through the entire game in less than a week. That's how many times I played it through. I had 13 save files, manual save files, that were all Each one was at the one of the ends. So, Baldur's Gate 3 pulled in more people that usually don't play games like Baldur's Gate 3. Those tactical RPGs like Divinity Original Sin 2, that game, Pool of Radiance, Pillars of Eternity. Pillars of Eternity was fantastic. There was 2 of them. The reason why that game pulled so many people in is because it was fully voiced. There was very, very little reading. As stupid as that sounds, there are people who don't want to read their games. They don't want to read a story. If you want to read a story, I'd read a book. But that pulled in people who usually don't play games that way because it was fully voiced out. And the devs thought of every possible scenario that you would do, and it's absolutely insane. How much they thought it through about what people would do in their game. You want to make fun of me? I have 2 copies of Mass Effect. I have the originals, the original 3, on Steam, and then I have the Legendary Edition on Steam. Because I kept telling myself I will play them. And you know what? I've installed them multiple times, never played them. And needless to say, my friends make fun of me a lot for that. Feel free to make fun of me for having 2 copies essentially of the same game on the same platform and still not playing it. Bro, my bucket list is 100 games. My Steam account has 490 plus games on it. And it's the whole Steam Summer Sale. Buy 20 games for $50. Well, I do. With the mentality of something ever happens and I lose my job or whatever the case may be, you know, I have a backlog of games that I've always wanted to play. So that's my mentality. They're there. Just like you. They're there. And unlike some platforms, when Steam loses the ability to sell a game, you still keep it. And I have 2 games on my Steam account that I could hit download and play through it again that you can't buy on Steam anymore. It doesn't even have a Steam page. One of them is a playthrough on my freaking YouTube. I recorded it because I was like, if I ever want to play through it again, I could just watch myself do it. You know, that's the Telltale. They actually made a Game of Thrones, didn't they? So there was 2 Telltale games that I did not play. If that was one of them, and I know the other one was Batman. I never played the Batman Telltale games because when it comes to Batman, I refuse to play anything but the Arkham games at this point. And my friends, my Saturday night D&D group, have been trying to get me to play the Lego Batman Arkham Lego Batman, and allegedly it's a full Arkham game just with Lego So I played a bunch of Batman games growing up, and nope, it's not that. It's I've played a number of Batman games up to the Arkham games, okay? Now you have to understand that combat system, the free flow combat system, the one that game uses, the Shadows of War and Shadow of Mordor uses that system. All the Assassin's Creeds uses that system, the free flow combat system, the combo heavy counter attack on one button, that kind of system. I love that combat system. When Batman Arkham, not City, what was the first one? Arkham Knight. Nope, that Arkham Knight is the third one. I have to look. Hold on. Arkham Asylum. That's it. First Batman Arkham game, Arkham Asylum, came out, and I think it was on the 360. I could be mistaken, but I think it was on the 360 at launch. Not when the 360 launched, but when the series launched. And when you play the Arkham game of Batman, after watching the shows, after watching the movies, all the movies, that combat feels like Batman. And you can't go to any other combat system, any other game, without having that system in place, because that is Batman. The way he just beats the shit out of huge groups of people at once, and the way he takes out, arch nemesis and every different nemesis and everything. It's hard to go from those games and that vision of Batman to a Telltale game. And let's face it, dude, every single Telltale game that they came out with was the exact same formula, the exact same gameplay, the same aesthetic, the same decisions. Nothing changed. They just slapped a new face on it and gave it a new story. So, I've never finished Arkham City. By the time Arkham City came to PC, it had so many DLCs and so much added content. It was just, I felt so overwhelmed because it wasn't, I felt like it was pulling me in too many different directions, and it was frustrating because I just wanted to stay on one thing at one time. My two favorite Arkham games was actually the first one, Asylum, and then the third one, which was called Arkham Origins, which wasn't even made by the same people. It didn't even have the same voice actors. Everyone knows that Kevin Conroy is basically Batman. He's been Batman since the 90s, for the voice of Batman. And Kevin Conroy wasn't brought on to do Arkham Origins. But I loved Arkham Origins. A lot of people didn't. They're like, oh, there's not enough in it, and they don't have any of the main characters. It was a fantastic game. And if you're gonna ever go through to play the Arkham games again, I highly recommend Origins and Asylum. Oh, dude, it had a ton of DLC. So when it first came out, you could basically play through 80% of the game as Batman, and you have to play through about 20% as Catwoman. By the time it came to PC, there was like 15 DLCs. You have to unlock characters like Robin. You unlock Nightwing. You can play as Harley Quinn, for Christ's sake. In order to unlock this thing, you have to do this thing, but you have to unlock this thing with this character, and you have to do this story on this character, so you can unlock. And it became such, like, no, man, I don't want to do all that. I just want to get that one fucking trophy on the top of that building, And in order to do that, I gotta open a building. But in order to open a building, you gotta play as Harley Quinn to break into the building. But you can't play as Harley Quinn until you beat the game with Nightwing, that you have to unlock doing this particular storyline in the main game with... Fuck that. I'll pass. And then when... Yeah, it was highly frustrating and annoying. But when the third game came out, now everyone knows the third game. And when Arkham Knight came out, it was a fucking mess on PC. By the time that game came out, I didn't own a console anymore. My son took over my console, and I was basically done with consoles at that point. He still has a console on his own, but he bought it with his own goddamn money. But the port was so bad that they actually removed it from the Steam store for a little while until they could get it fixed. Oh yeah, it was bad. Listen, Cyberpunk 2077 got torn apart on launch too. But I only had 2 graphical problems when that game launched on PC. I had a thing where the trees would start to wave, and then they would just keep waving more and more, and eventually they were just spinning in circles if I stared at them long enough. So there was that, and there was the almighty T-pose on top of the motorcycle. Only graphical issues I had with that game. And I still played through it at least 3 times when it launched. Oh yeah, Cyberpunk 2077, I've been trying to tell people to buy it for years. The game is absolutely fantastic. It should be in every person's collection. Whether you like first-person shooters or not, you should absolutely have it. If you want... Even on the hardest setting, the game is a little easy. But you could always go to Nexus mods and install stuff to make it more realistic and much more difficult. I did that. And I gotta tell you, highly recommend spending 50 or 60 hours in that game. Oops, wrong button. Everybody should play Cyberpunk 2077. It's a shooter, RPG, cinematic, interactive story. And until that game came out, I have 2 favorite themes when it comes to, when it comes to games and board games. I love games, period. I own 400 plus board games. I actually rent a storage unit for all of them. I feel like I get my ass handed to me so much. But you should absolutely play it. You should absolutely get the DLC. Phantom Liberty. Phantom Liberty basically unlocks another 20 hours of a story that is completely separate from the main story that you can do as soon as you get to a certain point. And if you haven't played it, I'm not going to tell you what that point is, but you'll know that point when you get to it. The games are amazing. The game is amazing. The DLC is amazing. What is that? It's a lot of AC. What do I have now? That's a lot of resistance. I gotta hold on to that. I don't know if I like the stats or the AC. Well, my AC is over the soft cap, so we're absolutely gonna hold on to that. But yeah, so that Cyberpunk goes on sale a lot, because The Last of Us is PlayStation. It goes on sale maybe once a year. So, I would suggest playing both those games. Bringing back, I'm thinking about Cyberpunk and good memories playing that game. When I first, let's get personal a second. So I had an entire career that lasted about 22 years. I retired from that career. I was looking for something new. I found a job. I enjoyed it. Company I worked for, trying to do a little bit of shady shit, and I was like, dude, something's gonna happen. I don't want to be here when it does. So I quit, and 6 months later, the shit hit the fan. Glad I wasn't there. We'll say that much. But when I quit, my income was extraordinarily limited, and basically all of my money was paying the bills, putting food on the table, and that's it. All the extra activities and stuff that I would usually do with my kids is non-existent. So it was me finding ways to do stuff with the kids that's new and fun and free. I managed. But because of the lack of income, I wasn't buying any new games. Cyberpunk 2077 became my game to play. Okay, so where I live, we have state police. Everybody knows state police. You know, okay? Where I live, we have correction officers. Both are government employees here. We don't have a private jailing system like other states do. My screen is open because it gets nice and cool at night, so I don't want to keep the AC on. But the problem is, a little tiny fucking gnats get through the screen. We had those two careers, and they were both good careers dealing with the shit of society. Now, you had the sheriff's department. A lot of people think sheriff's department, they think like police. Where I live, our fuck you. Our sheriff's department was basically the in-between between after somebody gets arrested and before they go to jail. They come to us. When they come to us, we basically handle the booking, handle the interim housing, and handle bringing them, because our buildings were actually attached to the courthouses, which were upstairs. So we would bring them upstairs to see the judges, and if the judges let them out, let them out. If the judges wanted them to go to jail, we would take. We had state issued vans, and we would take them to whatever jail they were assigned to. We were the interim. Did that for 22 years. It was time for me to go. I was getting old. I was getting slow. I did not want to fight anymore. I was tired of it. I do not have the outlook and the mentality to want to fight people. Usually I want to sit down and bullshit with people. But it was something I fell into. And when I fell into it, it was actually a summer job while going to college. Because it was something to do because I was going to school at night and I could do it during the day and I was getting paid decent. And then the state came in and took over the department because it was a private entity at that point. It was like, we're going to make you guys official government employees and we're going to give you retirement and we're going to give you insurance and we're going to give you this and we're going to give you that. Well, there was no reason for me to fucking finish school because this just became a career. Literally fell into it. My summer job turned into a career that I did for 22 years. And oh yeah, blew out my knee, blew out my back, hurt my shoulder. Yeah, we were probably about twice a week. Used to get into brawls with people about twice a week. But the last 6 or 7 years on, again, 22 years doing that. The last 6 or 7 years on, by that time, a bunch of newer people were there. So it was one of those, let the young guns handle it. You know, like I said, getting old. I was in my late 30s, early 40s. I had the mileage of a 60-year-old. Didn't want to do it no more. Got tired of it. Like I said, I'd rather sit here and talk to somebody rather than have to fight them. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, the fights were because of what happened before they got to us. And they were taking their frustration out on us. Is what happened. 9 out of 10 fights, it was they were frustrated with the system. And I worked for the system, so I understand frustration, believe me. You know, the system's not perfect. It has its flaws. But it's one of the better systems out there. Two reasons. That was the proverbial shit hitting the fan. Job got extremely politically motivated, and it wasn't that job, it was anybody who wore a uniform. We wore a uniform. Anyone who wore a uniform, it got extremely politically motivated. So there was that. And then there was they were going to take away the insurance from my children, who at the time were 4, 9. They wanted me to, so I already paid through the nose for my insurance. So the way the insurance works is I pay a premium and then the government picks up the rest of the tab. Well, I paid an astronomical amount of money for the amount of money I was making. And they wanted me to pay double that. Or I can give up my insurance on my children and they could sign up for, what the hell was the name of that act? I forgot the name of the official act, but all the assholes and slang terms on both sides of the aisle called it the Obamacare plan. And they were kind of like pushing people to force their kids on that rather than letting me keep them on mine. And I said, Well, how do I keep them on mine? Well, I had 3 options. I could either quit and then get a different state insurance, but that also means I have no money. So that was a no-no. I could sign them up under a different state insurance than what was being provided to me by the government. That wasn't that government. It was the state one, not the federal one. Or I could retire. Because if I retire under the current retirement contract, they can't be touched until they're 29. I retired. I retired so my kids could keep their insurance. And that was the last straw. So I had to do it. And it's sad because I enjoyed the job towards the end when the young guns were in there and I basically didn't have to fight no more. And I could actually just go and just talk to people. I enjoyed that part of the job. I'm a social butterfly. I like to mingle. I like to talk to people. I like to bullshit with people. So I was going to be there until I was freaking 50. But they made that decision for me. It is what it is. But now I'm running into the issue where, because my entire adult life has been in some security form, I can't get a job anywhere else but security. I looked for a job. I filled out 150 applications in the course of 3 years. None of them in security. Also, none of them required any type of degree or any type of certification. I put in one job that I put in for recently that I'm starting in 2 weeks as a security officer somewhere. I got hired instantly. I put in for the application. I got hired a week later. So, because of the resume, everything is security. You know, if I could go back to my old job and had everything stay the same when it was before I left, you know, not the insurance stuff, but if the insurance was the same, and if the fucking politicians didn't get their heads involved with everything and just run the damn state, stop telling everybody else, you know, all the shit what to do. If that was that, I'd still be there. Still be there. It's a job. It's a job. It's a job I'm good at. Job I've been good at. I'm very observant, so anything that requires hypervigilance and hyper observation, I tend to be good at. So I want to work. I'm not going to stop looking at other opportunities, but it's something. And I'll be honest, I am bored to shit sitting at home. So, but I think it's going to be good. I think there's no fighting. And if there is, it's extraordinarily minimal. Because we work, the new security job, I work side by side with police. So anytime there's like a major issue, the police are there to deal with it. I don't have to get involved. Which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you, man. Thank you. I am excited. But it's another public sector job, but this time it's a municipality, it's a town job. The only problem with the town job is it's the amount of hoops you gotta, like this morning. I didn't game it all this morning. I basically got up, got the kids situated for the day, dropped them off with my parents, and went from one place to another. Got to take a blood test. I got to go get hepatitis and tuberculosis vaccines. Even though I got them, I got to show that I got them. I had to go do a drug screening. I had to go do a physical. I had to perform a freaking physical fitness test where you have to lift 300 pounds over your head and push 250 pounds. I think I reversed it. You have to run a certain amount. I think it's like a quarter mile in like 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Jesus Christ. 4 minutes to run a quarter mile. I could walk that. Anyway. But I had to take that test. And then tomorrow, I get to do a 3.5 hour training session on certain things that I have been trained on every 2 years for 22 years from the old job. Stuff about sexual harassment in the workplace, workplace violence, all that kind of stuff. Mandatory reporting classes for sexual abuse. Something, say something. I got to do all that. It's 3.5 hours. They don't pay you for it, but if it gets me paid eventually, I'll take it. Like I said, I'm looking forward to working again, even if it is a security job. I'm just happy to be doing something again. Excuse me. Anyway, I ramble too much. Way too much. What's your current game of choice, Apple? Oh. Thank you. That's what being a streamer. I'm not a big streamer, but one of my D&D group was the one who said, "Start streaming, dude, because you'll sit there and you'll talk to people for hours about absolutely nothing." I says, "I probably would," and he kind of was like, "Even if no one shows up, if you do, you still have someone to talk to and hang out with, and you can do it while you game." I was like, "Huh? I'll give it a shot." That's how my channel was created. With that premise. War Thunder. A friend of mine plays War Thunder. He plays all those. War Thunder. I'm trying to think. That's the flight one, right? Fuck all the way off. Earth Elemental. I see that's War Thunder. Yep, it is. Airplane one. So I guess there's a magic trio. There's War Thunder, World of Tanks, World of Battleships or something that a lot of people have seen. I don't know if it's the same premise as World of Tanks and World of Ships, whatever it's called. Oh no, did I just... Okay. Thought I pulled another one. To put on my suit target stuff. Alright, I'm supposed to be stun immune. Here we got 2. We're gonna put points in 2. We are gonna put... I think we're gonna go for double repost. below passive percent. Level 50 and level 50 and lower. Ah!
I watch them go toward crushed bone shadow, crossing far fields with their packs in tow. I wave goodbye from the high path rail, then I
Finishing.
turn around and
Nope.
elf bells.
Okay, double repost. Where we're going.
They pull me close, like a quiet song. Every road returns when the night grows long.
Oh, this is gonna be a long battle.
Skeleton, take me home. Skeleton, take me home. Under the stars I
Get my region. That guy's taking a fucking beat. That's that ambidextrous kicking in.
No matter how far I come back
It depends. The problem with MMOs is you have to get into them when they launch, because there isn't a lot. When you try to get into an MMO that's been out for years, yeah, you can. Perfect example. Guild Wars 3 is coming out. I'm playing at fucking launch. When they announced Guild Wars 3 and the direction that was going in compared to the first two games, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to play it. I didn't play Guild Wars 2 until like 5 years after release. And I was like, oh, I've got a couple friends that played. I'm going to give it a shot. I was so overwhelmed by the amount of systems. It was unbelievable. And I got so frustrated. And I ended up playing the game for 2 weeks and quit. Now, one MMO that does an absolutely fantastic job with walking you step by step, because if you don't go step by step, you don't have access to the content. You have to follow the storyline in order to. Final Fantasy XIV. And the way Final Fantasy XIV does it is everything up to the previous expansion is free to play. So, oh, screw you, dude. So if you want to play Final Fantasy XIV, I think it's on its 4th expansion. You can play up to the 3rd expansion absolutely free. At least that's how they were doing it. I don't know if they still do it that way. And then if you want to play all the new stuff, you have to buy, it's like $40 or something. And then I think it's like $16 a month. But that game it's absolutely amazing because it's a story. It's a continuous, never-ending story. Every expansion, every time you think the story ends, the expansion basically opens up another arc and you have a whole new story. And the way the game works is you can't just run around and doing dungeons. The dungeons don't unlock unless you do the story one by one and unlock everything. It does a fantastic job of walking you through mechanics, all the old stuff, So you're slowly introduced rather than just throwing you into the game. Absolutely fantastic job. And they have a system, the tome system. So everything that you have that's older, you can trade up newer stuff. So all the old content is still viable. You could still do all the old stuff, even though I think the top level is 80 now. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played. You could do all the old stuff and it's still worth doing. The old raids that are just pickup raids now because everyone blasts through them. You can still do them and they're still viable because of the way the rewards are given. So most games like that, they give you rewards by giving you like drop items, named items. And then you have to kill the boss 10 times to get the item you want. This one, they drop tomes. When you get enough tomes, you go trade the tome in for whatever item you want. But what's great is every time they introduce a new set of raids, and the raids with the way the story goes, it's always a set of 3 raids. It's 3 different raids. And the tomes that drop in the old raids can be traded in for new tomes. So people still do the old raids to get the tomes because they're still viable. Final Fantasy XIV is the king of if you want to get into an MMO, it's been around for a long time, that's established, that is absolutely fantastic, that has 14 million people playing, and you don't want to feel overwhelmed, that's the game to do it in. Absolutely. Just do yourself a favor and don't play DPS, because it'll take you forever to get into dungeons. Play tank or a healer. You have instant pops. 14 million accounts that have been active. That's the way they determine their player count. If a account has been active within the last, I think it's 18 months, that counts towards the 14 million. Imagine that. 14 million accounts. But if you want to try and play an MMO and you like stories, and it sounds like you do, highly recommend it. Now, I didn't play the last 2 expansions because I played the game with my brother. My brother was the one who got me into it. And then he basically quit, and I was taking care of his house. And unfortunately, because of the way the house mechanics works, you don't need your own house. You absolutely don't need your own house. Housing spaces is very, very limited, and it's very, you have to like log in at 2 a.m. when one house goes down because housing is so limited. There's so many people. You really have to. If you get a house, you're extremely lucky. Well, he got a house. He was extremely lucky. Then he quit playing. But the way the house mechanic works is you could actually add people to the house so they could own the house and take care of it forever. They just can never own it, like get rid of it or move it. So I couldn't get rid of it or move it. And it turned into I had to do the upkeep every day. And it wasn't a lot of upkeep. It was 20 minutes maybe. But it was I had to check the plants every day. I had to do this and I had to do that, and it was just 20 minutes of my time. I didn't want to do it. Between that and they're waiting for new, so there gets to a point when they release a 3rd raid for the story. You can go like 8 months with nothing new. 6 months to 8 months with nothing new. So all you have is the same old raids and the 3 new raids for 6 months. So it gets boring quick. But a lot of people, like my brother, they go back every 6 months and play the game for 3 months. They'll go back, they'll do whatever they want to do. They'll get to a certain point where they're happy. They stop playing. They announce new content. They go back. It's not needed at all. It's a flex. Literally, that's all it is. Yes, you can put stuff in your house. Yes, you can grow plants there, but you could rent plant things in town. It is a flex, plain and simple. Look at me. I have a house. That is it. So the way the upkeep works is you have to pay a certain amount of, I think the money is called gil. I'm not positive. I want to say it's gil because that just sounds familiar. Actually, that might be Final Fantasy VII. But you have to pay taxes. Where the fuck are you going? I don't remember what other upkeep there was, to be honest with you. I know there was more. Problem is I have too many housing things in my head. I do remember that Final Fantasy 14, the biggest thing with house is basically having, it's a flex. Yeah, my house is at this lot on this island. That's mine. When every island has like 50 plots, you know, 5 of them are these big mansions. You know, 10 of them are medium-sized houses, and the rest of them are small ones. It was a flex. That's it. I remember having a house in New World, and I basically bought one of each house in each town just because I could. But in New World, everybody had a house. It wasn't that hard. You know? But they had to. I know when the game launched, having a house was very, very much needed and wanted for certain things. But because the space was so limited, it pissed everybody off. So they basically, when they relaunched it, so the original Final Fantasy XIV came out, was fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. Now, playing somebody who played Final Fantasy XI Online and Final Fantasy XIV, and liking 11 better because 14 was so terrible, they literally, after a couple of months, took the game down, completely redid it, and that's why when Final Fantasy, everyone knew it, it was called Final Fantasy: A Realm Reborn. That's why it was called A Realm Reborn, because they basically launched it and it was fucking bad, and they took it down, rebuilt it with all the same assets, 100% redid it, and relaunched it, and it was utterly fantastic. They basically fired the head guy who was making the game because it was so bad, and they brought in a new guy, and the new guy came and says, I could fix it, but I have to do it from scratch with that game engine, from scratch, the way I need to have it in my head, with those assets, and I could do it. And he did it. Him and his team did it. The team did it. And they relaunched it as Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And it was huge, huge success. Still a success to this day. The only game that ever rivaled it was WoW. And then close second was Elder Scrolls Online. If you really want to try an MMO, that's the one. Final Fantasy XIV. Hands down. Anything else, you will feel so overwhelmed because the only thing that's left is shit that's been around for 10 years. I also played the old RuneScape, but I didn't play the old RuneScape until I was an adult. I did play WoW for 3 years. 3 years and 3 accounts and 3 permabans. I decided not to play anymore. The reasons why I was banned, fucking dumb. Oh, I told you about it before? So stupid. Can't believe it. Get banned for PvPing on a PvP server. Boy. I have friends, real life friends, who actually still go back for every expansion for a couple of months. I think what's going to end up happening is once I hit level 39, I'm going to quit for the night. I didn't realize how long I've been sitting here. I've gotten a lot more active and a lot more interest since you shown up and I have someone to talk to.
Across the iron gate
If you didn't show up, it probably would have ended the stream like an hour ago.
to the estate of
I like having someone to talk to. Thank you.
holes kept my shocks.
Exactly. You don't want to get PvP. Don't create a character on a PvP server.
Window burn for ghosts I never lost. And I felt it fade. The last warm thread in me. Walls leaned in close like they
Oh, thank you. Even though you don't talk, I appreciate you hanging out.
in the
I'll lose my buffs in a minute.
here. I let it rest. I let it rest. No hope here. No hope here. I am of unrest. A pale mist on the stairs, like breath from a broken world. My hands forgot their fire, my heart forgot the word.
Yeah,
Trace the empty rooms where the
it was.
banners used to
I'll tell you, the only thing that is more crazy than that was when Age of Conan released their PvP building zones.
long cold corridor.
So I played Age of Conan when that released. I want to say it released in 2004, but that might have been EverQuest 2. Unless EverQuest 2 was 2002. I want to say, when Age of Conan came out, they had a PvP zone, and it was basically you go there, collect resources in the zone, and you basically build a castle. And there's 3 lots of, and anybody could attack one lot, but you have to set it for a specific time. And a person, a clan could come in at that designated time, declare war, and then fight you for that plot. And there's siege engines and other stuff. Now, Age of Conan, when you're building your castle, you don't have to use the materials to build your castle. But just collecting the materials and delivering them to an area, and usually when people collect that stuff, they collect it and bring it to their area, but you could actually collect it and bring it to another area to donate to that place, so you could get PvP rewards and XP for PvPing by donating resources to the PvP areas, right? And we had a lot of people who would basically, they had farming guilds that would get hired to go farm all the shit and just donate it so the person, the guild that owns the area, could just take those resources and build the area up. Anyway, there was PvP levels, and let me tell you something. Those levels, I grinded my ass off, and I got to level 3. Grinding those levels was horrible. Or you haven't grinded anything in a game ever until you tried to grind PvP levels in fucking Age of Conan. Original Age of Conan. Well, they decided to merge the servers. Now you have to understand, 3/4 of the servers were PvP servers because the game was based with the premise of PvP. So they got to the point where they were merging the PvE servers into the PvP servers, and all the players that came over were PvP level 10 with all the highest end PvP gear and no PvP kills. Not one. Not a single kill. It was absolutely insane that they grinded PvP levels by harvesting materials in the PvP area, but because it was a PvE server, there was no PvP. Now, that actually takes longer than killing people in PvP. It blew my mind. Alright, what new spells did we get? How old did we turn? 39. Is this? Okay. Target life heals for 5,000. We're gonna see. Off the pink. We got a new word. Oh. Stars grow hard to read. I will follow memory back to every stone and leaf. Follow a song. That's a mana cost. That's a spell. Thing. I get nothing at level 40. 39, 41. That's hilarious. Well, so they changed the way the servers were. So there was safe zones, travel zones, and there were, like, if you stayed on the roads were not a PvP area, and you could only do like Trying to remember exactly how it went. There were certain safe spots, and they were very easy to go from one safe spot to the next. But the PvP area where they used to do all their farming and there was no PvP, so it was a whole separate zone with the 3 castles, like I was telling you. Those were the hard ones for them to get used to, because those were full PvP nonstop all the time. So they couldn't just go in there, because someone would always have a lookout and be like, oh, this guild that's coming in here is banging rocks. That's what we used to call it. They're here banging rocks. So-and-so guild's banging rocks. And that guild that had the scout, their guild would come in and just fucking wipe them out. But the problem was, they could be PvP 10 with the top PvP gear all day, but they had no skill because they didn't fight anybody to get it. So they were getting wrecked and they were all pissed off. Like, oh, I got the top gear. Yeah, but you don't know how to play against another player. You can play against NPCs all day long. You don't use the same freaking ways to play when you're playing against a monster as opposed to another player. I am a PvP with me is hit or miss. I either really love it or I can't stand it. Perfect example. One of my all-time favorite MMOs when it comes to PvP is fucking New World. I will talk about New World till the cows come home. I loved the system and how it was set up. They could have done a little bit better with fixing shit faster so people couldn't fucking stack dumb things. But the system itself was amazing. The concept, it was flawlessly executed. It was great. I will never stop complimenting on how well of a PvP setup New World had. Problem with New World is it was very limited. You either went to wars, went to the Outpost Rush, which is 20v20, or you did 3v3 in the same 2 arenas. That's it. One war ground, one battleground, and 1 arena. Or 2 arenas. That was it. Very, very limited. The system was fantastic. Then I played a game like Arc Raiders, where someone's version of PvP was while I was waiting for shit to load in a box so I could decide if I was taken or not, getting killed.
Welcome to the channel.
Okay, new followers. Dirty Old Socks, welcome to the channel. Very much appreciate you being here. I wish it was earlier so we could talk more, but I was just about to log out. But let's see, other PvP. Obviously, I PvP'd in Age of Conan. I thought that was a very good system. I PvP'd in WoW. WoW was okay. WoW was it was like normal. It wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was like the baseline. No. It was absolutely an extraction shooter. It was PvEP. PvEVP. Yes. It was both. I don't discriminate against games. If you look at my channel, I fucking play almost everything. It was, I like PvP to an extent. Another MMO, if you want to really call it MMO, The Division. The Division was a fun as hell game until you got to the PvP zone and those cheaters would shoot you through the terrain, through the buildings, and through other players from 1,000 meters on the other side of the zone. And there was nothing you could do about it. And the devs, not the devs, but the company who ran it, Ubisoft, did nothing about it either. So, good and bad to every PvP game. I played Counter-Strike for years, semi-professionally. I played Axis vs. Allies. What the hell was that called? It was another Valve game. I played Tarkov. Tarkov the problem I had with Tarkov, it was too punishing, especially for someone who was getting into it against people who were well geared, well equipped, well versed, and I got dropped into missions with them and get my ass handed to me because all I had was a little pea shooter type thing. So that was not the kind of PvP I like. I like PvP where I could go in with crap gear, but if I had the skill, I could kick anybody's ass. You know what I mean? I liked Overwatch. I liked Rivals. But I don't play in the competitive areas for those games because it's too sweaty. I play for fun. I don't play to get frustrated. Okay, people hate on League of Legends. I don't like League of Legends. I played League of Legends. I don't like it. But for whatever reason, I'll sit down and I'll play Heroes of the Storm, which is just basically a babied down version of League of Legends, all day. Heroes of the Storm, they were setting people up to be another esport, and then Blizzard at the last minute said, we're not going to make this an esport. And that was the issue. A lot of people play games. If they're good at them, they'll play games for I'm better than you. It makes it feel good. If that's what makes you happy, go for it. I am all for you following through what you do to make your life more enjoyable, because everybody's life is fucking terrible in society. We do what we can to feel good while drudging through the shit. I don't find games that are frustrating fun. I get aggravated, and then it becomes more of this is work and not fun. But I also like a challenge. I will play a lot of games on hard right off the cuff because I don't want to be babied, even though I'm enjoying the game. You know what I mean? But I also don't like being surprised with mechanics that I didn't even know existed because nothing told me, or it wasn't in the intro, or wasn't, you know what I mean? Most games, perfect example. How many games have you played that had fucking tooltips for the first, and little pop-ups for the first hour of your game through, and you get to the point where you're frustrated because you've kind of figured it out already and you turn them off? As long as I can turn them off, I'm happy. But don't just fucking throw me in there blind and say, okay, have fun. That's not fun. It is absolutely digital suffering, and my friend who plays it says very similar statements. He says it's not for ones with a weak heart. And that's a perfect way of putting it. It feels like when you do it, it's looking for reasons to make you hate it. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And that's a whole nother issue that frustrates the shit out of me is I could never understand the mentality of people who cheat and beat other people, and they didn't do it because of skill, they didn't do it because they had good gear, they didn't do it because they practiced enough, they just didn't want to lose. That's it. And 9 times out of 10, they get gang banged by fucking everybody who figures out there's cheating. Both sides of the team. And it's happened in New World. But anyway, I'm going to take off. It is 11:30 p.m. and I still get up at 6. And I do have to get some sleep, contrary to what people think. So I'm going to take off. What's today? Today's Friday. Oh yes, I was supposed to play routine, but I updated my drivers and now routine is acting funny. Yes, I will get routine working again and play it some more. I just didn't feel like fucking sitting here and figuring out INI files and all kinds of other horse shit to get it to run on the new drivers because Windows is fucking dumb. Anyway, I will be streaming again on Sunday night. Whether it's routine or this is to be seen. I do have that training. Tomorrow night is my D&D night. I have kids. So if I get to routine during the day, I will deal with it and play routine. If I don't get to it, or if I don't finish it and get it to work properly, then my problem is when streaming, I have to run shit in Windows, in a window. So I have an ultra wide, huge, massive monitor. It's not a TV, and I run all my games in a 1080p window, and I have all my other shit on the sides. And for reasons I'm not going to sit here and argue, but so a lot of games don't like borderless windows. They hate it. Oh, usually I want to say about half the games takes a little finessing with INI files and graphical settings and specific NVIDIA and Windows settings just for that executable, and it becomes, it's not just adding the game to the software and the streaming. It can take some work because of the way my setup is. So if I get it working again, I'll be streaming routine on my second or third session Sunday. If I don't get it working right, then I will be playing this some more, but I will be streaming something Sunday. And Monday I'll be doing For the King Part 2 because that seems to work flawlessly now. Anyway, so for those who are hanging out, and there are a few, Apple is still here, I hope. I'm going to take off. Thank you very much for being here. If you haven't followed me on Kick or Twitch or subbed to my YouTube, please do so because it all really do help me out. Contrary to what a lot of streamers say, just the follow helps. So be kind, rewind, be generous, hit the follow. Thank you very much. Have a good night and take care.
Wizard Hood entered the workshop one night to make every candle burn twice as bright. He waved his wand and shouted with cheer. Then each little flame grew a mouth and an ear.
They can give us advice now. Unrequested advice has been archived.
He bottled a potion of shimmering blue, then added 3 powders instead of just 2. It rattled and bubbled and jumped from the shelf, then grew tiny feet and escaped by itself.
It appears highly motivated. Miscast confirmed.
Wizard Hood cast a spell.
Oh no!
Not again. The gargoyle started to sing and formed a choir of 10.
Success! Success! It worked exactly right!
Then it began raining indoors all night.
Experiment archived, miscast confirmed again.
He enchanted the stairs so they could roam, but they feared every height and refused to go home. He summoned 3 helpers to clean up the hall. They formed their own union and cleaned nothing at all.
I consider morale an improvement! The archives disagree.
He marched to the portal with hammer in hand and said, I shall fix what I don't understand. He struck portal 3B with one mighty blow. Now nobody knows where it will go.
It worked differently yesterday. Portal 3B is considerably less stable.
Wizardhood mixed a potion.
Oh no!
Not again. The books grew legs and marched like tiny paper men.
Progress! Progress! They've learned to explore!
Then they marched to shelf 42 and demanded a tour.
Incident archived. Please experiment no more. Sentinel, put everything under partial success.
And tomorrow, he'll